We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with the SPY, the SP 500 index, continuing to break through key resistance levels and fighting to hold support. And in today's volatility, our SPY buy at 11:35 a.m. sent out a bull indicator. And from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside, bull strength there on 42 vision, and call options went up 200% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with the SPY, the SP 500 index, fighting to hold support here above the 427 area and breaking out to newer highs here, higher than where it hit up to the 430 resistance on Friday. And in today's video, we're going to break down the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow and what's going on with the inflow versus outflow and bull and bear indicators. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run day was spectacular and beyond expectations. And if you guys want to know about these stocks early on and receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run today was from our AMD bot. Our AMD bot sent out a bull indicator at 1:30 p.m. and from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside, bull strength there on 42 vision, and call options went up 80% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump into these charts. So here we are with the SPY, the SP 500 index, doing a full transition from the dip area to the rip area on Friday, coming back down to red bars and jumping back up to the rip area of bright green bars. Now, if this is your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 vision, which allows us to see the dips from the rips to the dips, and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with the SPY, the SP 500 index, under a bull indicator at the 428.30 area, and it got a bear indicator in the pre-market at the 430 area, canceling it out now with this bull indicator in the volatility of the day. There's been some volatility in the last several days. You could see these bear indicators getting canceled quickly by bull indicators, and on Friday, things bounced up from the 420 area all the way up to 430. It came back down and found support above 425, fighting to stay above 427 into the open. Bull indicator here on the 30-minute, and it's pushed up to newer highs, right? It broke through resistance of the 430 area, which we talked about on Friday. Now, here we are with it under a bull indicator on the 30-minute, and on the 1 hour, we could see no bear indicator popped up in this pullback, right? This bull indicator from down here at 422.60 area continues to hold true, and that staircase effect continued within the 1 hour, and it's hit the rip area here of bright green bars as well. Now, in the volatility of the 15-minute, we could see a bear indicator popping up here in the pre-market, goes all the way down to 426, found support to stay above it, double bottom here in the first half of the day at around the 427 area, not that far off of where the bull indicator popped up on the 15-minute, and it pushed up to break through that high there after the open of 429, broke out above 430s, and it hit highs here of 432.90, coming right off of the 433 resistance, which we talked about. If we broke through 430, that would be the next area I would watch, and there it is, fighting to try to get back up towards it in the after hours. Now in today's video, we're going to go ahead and look at the inflow versus outflow and the key levels I would watch and what's going on here within the charts going into tomorrow. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, having the outflows dominate in the first half of the day in the pre-market, and going into the bell on the 30-minute, the inflows cross back over, right? Continuing that staircase effect here within the charts and continuing to transition back up to the rip area, and inflows had hit some of the highest levels that we've seen in the last several days and weeks here, as we see it in the charts on Friday at highs of 8.9, and today it hit highs so far of 5.6. Now, outflows have began. It switched from green to red, but it is still above the midpoint, and it's going to be crucial and critical for these inflows to level off, switch from red to green, and come back up to further reflect any strength into these charts based off the 30-minute as these outflows have began. But inflows, again, are still dominating. It's above the midpoint. That's why things have not collapsed here in these charts. It's still holding itself up, and it's sitting at inflows, even though it's red, of 3.4. Now, in the bigger picture on the 1 hour, we could see these inflows never cross to the downside, even though they got really close to the midpoint, and quickly into the open, things switched from red to green, and inflows were dominating all along, coming back up here to 7.78 here in the bigger picture of the 1 hour, right? So this is definitely something to not ignore here. I'll be watching going into tomorrow. Could these inflows continue to hold above the midpoint or even push up higher going into tomorrow's trading day? Now, as we see it here in the volatility of the 15-minute, there was a little bit of more back and forth, right? Outflows crossed over in the pre-market, came back up after the bell, came back below it on this slight pullback on the double bottom effect, as we stated earlier in the video, and inflows came back up to highs here of 4.64 as the SPY continued to push up higher for most of the day. Now, inflows are still above the midpoint, even though they're red, but outflows have began, and it's sitting at 0.89, and this is going to be crucial and critical going into tomorrow, because if this crosses, it could quickly start to reflect that weakness into these charts and start reflecting that strength of weakness to roll over into the 30-minute as well. So what are the key levels I'll be watching going into tomorrow? Well, the first thing is support, guys, and the first support level is 429. If these outflows cross over to the downside, the next support I'll be watching is down towards the 427.50 area, and if that gets broken through and that weakness rolls over from the 15-minute into the 30-minute and these outflows cross over as well, well, then the next support I'll be watching is the 425 to 423 area. Now, to the upside, the first resistance I'll be watching is the 433 area, and it's going to be crucial and critical for these inflows to pick back up here on the 30-minute, and not only that, but also here on the 15-minute, as we all have the 15-minute, 30-minute, and 1 hour under bull indicators, and to justify that strength and further strength into these charts, well then, these inflows need to pick back up, pull away from the midpoint, switching from red to green on the 15-minute, on the 30-minute, and then above the 433 resistance, I'll be watching the 435 to 437 area. So these are the key levels I'll be watching to the upside and to the downside. The bull and bear indicators are going to be crucial, and the inflow versus outflows, I would not ignore them. I'm going to be watching them. If they can continue to stay above the midpoint, as they're above on the 15-minute, the 30-minute, and the 1 hour, and they're so close here on the 15-minute to the midpoint and leveling off, and it's going to be crucial for it to switch from red to green and pull upwards away from the midpoint to further justify the bull indicators on the 15-minute, the 1 hour, and the 30-minute. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.